Welcome to episode 4 of We Are Not the Same. We got Mike James here. We got Euro and Hezi here. Um, Mike, you got a long list here, so I'm gonna have to read this one, man. You coming out of Portland from Grant High School, two-time Greek League champion, Italian Super Cup champion, Greek League most spectacular player, all EuroLeague first and second team, Alfonso Ford Trophy winner, which is the leading scorer in EuroLeague. First player in NBA history to go from a two-way contract to a regular contract, all while never being sent down to the G League in the process. And a professional bucket getter, man. I think everybody fears you for that, and that's what you're known for, man. How you living?
Hanging out, man. Trying to enjoy this short summer.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I told you beforehand, but congratulations on re-signing in Monaco. That's big. That's big. You there for 2 years, right?
Yeah, I resigned for 2.
Got you. Got you.
Fire.
What went into that decision? Because I know it was a lot. A lot probably had to go into that.
I mean, I came the first year and just with the intentions to just try to have fun and try to win, and I think we did a good job of that this year. I think obviously we kind of fell short in some aspects, but I think we really improved in impressing people. So just moving forward, I wanted to keep building on that. And I feel like also for me, joining like an historic place, or like joining a place that already won a whole bunch, just wasn't as appealing for me. Just you know, you think of certain teams and you think of certain people, and I wanted to just be able to build something in Monaco. So when people think of Monaco, it'd be me.
Now that's for sure
fire.
a fact. Yeah, you had us sweating in the playoffs last year. Y'all was probably the one team we didn't want to play, and of course we got y'all. Just our
Uh,
luck.
yeah, I mean it was a fun series. I think we had action. I think we just didn't have the experience apart from like me and Will to just close it out in the end of the game. But I think in the game 5 anyway. But I think just the whole series was good.
Are you guys bringing back most of the core? Because, like you said, man, you guys are a super fun team to watch. Obviously, the series, particularly with Olympiacos, was back and forth, so it was amazing. I think that the synergy between you and a guy like Dante Hall, obviously, freakish athlete, and your offensive, just bag that you bring, to the plate. I mean, it's just dope to see. So, for all the fans, I'm sure they would love to see y'all come, run it back or whatever.
We brought back some people from last year. I think we
That's
added
cool.
some pieces. We added some I think some areas that we needed. I think we added a little bit more French players with EuroLeague experience, which has helped us in the long run. I think you know it's hard to
I
find
mean,
sometimes national players to come back to their country and play that have played in EuroLeague just because they're just so coveted other places. So um,
Right.
getting some of them people like Adrian Mormon, Kobu, stuff like that is just I think it's gonna help us.
y'all for
Yeah,
sure looking
Mormon's been
scary,
around.
man. Y'all for sure looking scary. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I just got a question for you. Like coming out of high school, I think you won the state finals your senior year. Did you have any offers? Like because my mind always wraps around like even when you was coming up to Seattle and playing in Marvina Kemp League or the Jamal Crawford Pro Am, whatever it may have been. I was always like, how did he go? How did he fly under the radar? So much because I would hear about you. I was just right there in Seattle and I played at ASU. But did you have any offers coming out of high school?
I had some like some lower tier stuff like University of Portland. Portland State was recruiting me hard. I think like I got like it wasn't St. Mary's, but it was somewhere in California, kind of like that, like Pacific maybe. I don't know, but I was just a bad kid, man. It's hard to recruit a bad kid, man. I was just a bad kid.
Well, like what? Like what was some of the things that you was getting into that prevented some of the recruiters to be like, you know what, that may not be the best fit for our team right now.
I was just a bad kid, man. I was just outside, man. I was just, you know, living like I was a grown up, but I was not a grown up. You know, I'm a
Right.
young person anyway. So I graduated when I was 17.
Mm.
So I'm already young anyway, but I was just living like I was like 24 at like 15. So
Is
yeah.
that part of like your whole demeanor and everything that, you know, we know of you on the court? You know, you were saying being the younger guy, I think you play with a huge chip on your shoulder. Everybody can see that. And then, like you said, you know, there's been some smaller schools that recruited you. You went the JUCO route and everything like that. And I think even your pro career started off not on the highest level, right? So it's like that underdog mentality. Is that just part of your personality and why you are arguably, you know, the basketball player when it comes to, you know, being over there in Europe?
I think it's just a multitude of things, to be honest. But I mean, I think that stigma of me being bad so young and just doing some things that probably I shouldn't have been doing early kind of stuck with me as far as my, you know, you kind of go to lower levels than you probably should have, I guess, early just because people don't want to take a risk and you got to kind of prove yourself. So that's just what I had to do. It's just part of my, life, I guess.
Then you go to Eastern Arizona. You average 20 your first year, 26 your second year. Do you feel like that stigma follows you there as far as getting, I guess, scholarship offers, or did the scholarship offers increase once you got there and kind of put on, especially
No,
that second year?
I got recruited heavy at Eastern. I think more people wanted to take a little bit of a risk, but I was still kind of young and outside and, doing some stuff I shouldn't have been doing. So I think that just kind of, the stigma was still there and it was still kind of my whole me being me. So I think at that point anyway, so I think
So,
it just didn't formulate the way, my basketball court didn't translate to what it should have, I guess.
So what turned the corner for you? Like what made you realize, or who sat you down? Was it like a, like a veteran, maybe like a senior or something like that sat you down and be like, look, man, like you obviously supremely gifted. This is what you got to do because the world is really yours. If you know what I mean, if you just buckle down or whatever. Or was it never really a situation like that?
I don't think I ever really had like something like that, to be honest. I think I just kind of grew older and just started making different decisions and just, kind of got away from things that had me in different situations that people didn't often like. So, you just grow up. Like I said, I was young. Like I didn't turn 21 till my senior year in college. So,
That's tough.
You know what I'm saying? I was a young person just basically my whole life. Like as far as age, I was a grown up in my mind, but I was age-wise, I was young. So,
right.
like, different people mature in different areas at different rates. So I think that part of my life just maybe matured a little bit slower.
What made you go with Lamar? Like what was the decision process behind that?
It was late and it was literally the only offer I had because I had some stuff happen and it kind of deterred people from, kind of got some offers taken away and kind of my visits got canceled and then it got late and it was the only offer I had. I didn't even take a visit. They called me and like in the middle of their whole spiel, I stopped them. I said, look, man, are y'all Division I? They was like, yeah. And I was like, can y'all go to the tournament? They were like, yeah. I was like, all right, just send me the scholarship. And then I was like, are y'all offering me a scholarship? He was like, yes. And I was like, all right, just send it over. I'll sign it right now.
Wow, that's fire, man. That's fire. And did you end up making the tournament?
Yeah, we made it my senior year.
Oh, that's fire, man.
Yo, I got to know your coach. Like, this is the difficult part. I want to know who he had playing over you because it isn't like EuroLeague. This is Lamar University. You don't start any games but 2 your junior year. You have a 52-point explosion. Like, was that the best game of your career?
It was probably for like, how many minutes you play in college? 40? It was probably for like 35 minutes. Because the last 5
Did you
minutes,
start that game?
I was trying. No, I didn't. The last 5 minutes, I was trying to get 50. But like for like the first like 35 minutes, I was just playing basketball. So I was just taking shots like in the game. Like I was just kind of hot and just shooting, coming up the court, just kind of in a rhythm. But like the last 5 minutes, I was trying to break the record. So the last 5 minutes isn't the most attractive part of the game, but like the first 30, 35 minutes is good basketball.
You was just gunning, and like, was the coach like, yo, yeah, just get that record or whatever?
Yeah, the last 5 minutes they was like, all right. I think the record was like 10 threes, and I had like 9 or 8. And they was like, yo, you need 2 more threes to break the record. And I was like, all right. And I started to start shooting threes. And that happened. And then after that, they was like, yo, you need 4 more points to break the scoring record. And I was like, all right. And then everybody was just basically passing the ball and waiting for me to break the record.
What was the score like? Was it a tight game, or was it like you could have that freedom?
It was a blowout. I could have came out like 25 minutes.
Okay, that's fire.
Yo, when did you know you was an NBA player? Was it like around that time, or was it before then?
To be honest, I really didn't know I was or like could be until like I was like 25 or 26. Cause like where I'm from, it ain't a lot of NBA players, so it's not like you get to go up and see somebody play and be like, yeah, I can, like, this is comparable right here. And then like we played against Kentucky, but we got blown out. I was killing, but we got blown out. So it's hard to gauge that. And then I went straight overseas. I didn't play in no summer league, so it's not like I got to gauge that. And my first real taste of like being around a lot of NBA stuff is when I played summer league for the Suns, like, and I was like 25. So then when I played and I played well, I was like, all right, hold on, I might be all right. Like, I can, be an NBA player. So it just, unless you're really around it, unless you see people every day, it's hard to like gauge. Well, it was for me. Like I always thought I could play there, but until I seen it, it was just like me just having confidence.
You didn't play like travel ball, AAU, anything like that?
Yeah, I played AAU, but like they wasn't in the league at the time, and then they go to the league in like 3 years. It's like, all right, I played good against him 4 years ago, but
yeah, that didn't hold no weight for you. Okay, I feel that.
No, not really.
I feel that.
I mean, I remember vividly when you were killing playing for the Suns in Summer League. I was actually in Talking Stick Casino in Arizona, and I was sitting there like, yo, what is going on? Because ESPN was hyping it up as it should have been, but you was going crazy. I think you averaged like 25 and 5, something along them lines. But I was like, there go one of them ones. I for sure was thinking that. And I was there with my homie Ron. Interestingly enough, you play in the Portland Pro-Am a lot or frequently?
Yeah, pretty much every weekend.
Yeah, one of my homies, they swear they got over on you. They swear his name is Lebron. He been harping on this story for about 2 years straight now. He think you the coldest scorer he ever seen. But that week, he swears up and down he got the better of you in the Portland Pro-Am. He won't let it go. It's a story attached to it, so I might have to send you a picture of him so you can explain this, because he brings that up a lot.
I don't recall this, but
that's all I needed to hear.
I imagine it's like, I don't know.
He said you will remember him. He promises you will remember him.
I call cap.
I don't know.
Me too.
I can't say yes or no.
No, I had to bring that up.
That was probably a big game for him. I probably wasn't paying attention.
Fire. Talk about that Phoenix stint. Like, how did that end up coming about?
So I played summer league with them, like in between my first and second basketball season, and like and Earl Watson was one of the coaches, and we got close. That was like my guy. So we kept in touch over the years. So when he got the job, he called me when I was in Pana still. He was like, yo, if I get this job, like, be ready. Like, don't sign nothing. Don't just be ready to come. And I was like, all right. And then he ended up getting the job, and he was a man of his word. He got me.
Oh, that's dope, man. I remember. Dope. Yeah, I remember. Wasn't there some craziness happen? Like they ended up like kicking him probably like a game into the season or something, some ridiculous like that.
We got fired. He got fired 3 games in. And I thought it was over for me. I couldn't lie. I thought it was gone for me.
But
that was the whole reason I was there. So it was kind of over fast.
Right. But I mean, you ended up staying there for a little bit though, right? You moved up in the ranks and you started killing. And I think you, like Shaq, alluded to it. Like, obviously, you're a scorer. So, you're doing your thing. Like, talk about like just how quickly it happened for you to, be on a team, with Earl, your guy, your coach, getting booted and all of a sudden, you starting and everything like that.
Well, it really happened like in like a day. We came back off the road. I think we played like in LA. And we had a day off because it was like a back-to-back. So you had to have the day off after that or something like that. And we had a game the next day against Sacramento. And I remember me and Book was playing Call of Duty and it came across my phone. I'm like, Book, you see this? He's like, yeah, I'm about to get off. So he got off the game and called me. He was like, yeah, he just got fired. And I'm like, damn, it's like 3 p.m. And then like an hour later, Bledsoe tweeted like, I don't want to be here or something like that.
Right.
And then I'm just like, bro, I don't know what's going on. This is my first time in the NBA, so I really don't know nothing. Like, I just barely started playing last game, so I really don't want no problems with nobody. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just enjoying my day off, like trying to stay out the gym. They told me to go home. So the next day, we have to come to shoot around because there ain't no practice in between. It's just shoot around and then we play. So we show up and Bled is there smiling. And I'm just like, bro, I don't know what's going on, but you're funny. So we go into the team meeting and like we're walking in the team meeting and Bled is walking out and he's just like, all right, fellas. And I'm just like, bro, what the hell is going on? And the GM is in there and the owner, and they're like, yeah, we fired Earl. And we told Bled that he has to stay home until we figure out a trade for him.
That's tough, man.
And I was just like, okay. And then he was like, all right, we want to compete tonight. Let's have a good game. And then he just walked out. So then we went to the gym, and I'm thinking like, all right, like I barely just started playing. Like I'm gonna get some minutes now. Bled is out. I got to get some type of minutes.
Right.
And Jay Triano was the coach, and he was like, all right, Mike, you starting. I'm like, starting? So I played a total of 12 minutes in my whole NBA career. I'm starting. And this is when they had just drafted De'Aaron Fox. So I'm like, all right, he gonna try to come kill. I barely been in the league. He was the number 4 pick. He got to be nice. So long story short, I played well. And I started for probably like 15 games after that.
Fire. So you obviously I played the Kings. Did Fox get off? Like, did he have a nice little game too?
He didn't kill like that. I actually played better than him that game.
Nice.
Who would you say is like that? Or I don't know, maybe the hardest person that you had to go up against during that little 15-game stretch?
To be honest, like, you know how that one podcast with Darius Miles, they be like, who bust your ass first?
Yeah.
Who bust my ass first was D'Angelo Russell, 100%. He had 30 of them, and it was nothing I could do. He was like tall, he was slow, he was moving slow. Like I didn't know how to stop him from moving slow. I was trying to get him to go fast, and he wouldn't. Like he just was going really slow, and I was just like, all right. He was like 6'5". He was shooting weird mid-rangers. I was just like, yeah, he's killing. There's nothing I could do. I had like 24, but like I felt like I couldn't guard him, so I was just like, but we won. But it was still like, yeah, I couldn't do nothing with this guy.
This was Lakers, D-Lo?
Nah, it was Brooklyn.
Yeah, he was a problem, man, for sure.
He did have an awkward mid-range.
Yeah, he was real weird. It was awkward. It just was like I couldn't figure him out the whole game. And I remember a book just saying, hey, bro, you want me to guard him? I said, bro, that's your best friend. You should have guarded him all game. I don't know why you got to guard him.
Hold on, wait. So in the league, they get down like that. Like, even if it's your assignment, somebody come up to you like, I got it from here. Or do you want, they can kind of.
No, you can switch it up however you can switch it up however you want. But we was winning and I was playing well, so they wasn't gonna take me out. Like I ended up with like 24 and 6 or something. So nobody could really say nothing, but it was obvious he was killing as well. So it was just like I was just like, Book, like when he said that, I'm like, Book, that's your best friend. Y'all play 1-on-1 all summer. Like, why did you guard him from the beginning? Like,
right.
If we play my best friend, I'm gonna guard him the whole game. Like I know what he wants to do.
He wasn't giving you no hints like, yo, listen, man, like cut
He
this
didn't
off,
say
cut that
nothing.
off.
He didn't
That's
say nothing. He
grimy,
just threw
man.
me into the fire. But it's whatever. He ended up start guarding him, and he obviously did better because he know his moves. And I was
Right.
just like, all right.
Oh,
Like,
I'd be hot, man.
I don't know why
All
he
the
didn't do
while.
this in the beginning. But
And Bledsoe just at the crib watching.
yeah, and Blair was at the crib watching still, for sure.
Tough.
Oh man, can you tap in with us about your relationship with Kevin Durant, especially I guess this summer? I guess it's everywhere, but I personally didn't know that you guys were this close until you invited him to the EuroLeague playoffs to come and see you or us or you, however you want to call it. That was a weird
He ain't come to
moment for
see
me.
you, Shaq.
It was us. He came to see everybody. I'm just saying. He just happened to see us hooping. But
Right.
I remember that popping across Euro hoops, and I was like, no way. There's no way. I didn't know that you guys were like that. Have you guys always been cool, or was that something like when you started playing for the Nets?
I mean, we were solid. Like if I seen him, I'd say what's up to him. And I mean, obviously he followed everybody on Instagram, so we followed each other on Instagram. But like when I got to the Nets, like I think I only really knew like Blake before I got there. And I mean, Kev was one of the reasons, like one of the people that vouched for me to come to Brooklyn for Brooklyn to sign me. So when I got signed, and we was going on the road, we just like a lot of the same stuff. So we ended up just hanging out with each other every time on the road. Like he got the big suite, so we'll just go in there, hang out, kick it, play the game, talk. So we just got close. And then after that, when I went back overseas, it was like, all right, whoever season in first, the other one gonna come to watch like the playoffs. And when I first said it, I thought, okay, you're gonna be in the finals. I'm gonna get to go to the finals. That's lit.
Right.
So when they was trash and they was losing, I called him one day. I was like, all right, so you know what this means, right? You're going to come to my playoff game. He was like, there's no way I'm coming to your playoff game. And then like a week later, he called me before the playoffs started. He's like, yeah, I'm going to be there in like a couple of weeks, dog. We finna lose.
But
I had
sure,
so many questions.
But I'm sure.
Did he fly private?
You know what? He flew private back. He didn't fly private there because it was too expensive and he was mad about it. And I don't know what too expensive is for him, but whatever.
Got you.
But he flew private back, and yeah, he I guess he just kind of seen the writing on the wall. He was like, yeah, we got bad chemistry around here, bad everything. I'm finna go try to kill and win, but I just don't see us making a big run. I'm like, all right.
So you knew that off rip, yeah?
I mean, he KD, so obviously he thought like, yo, I'm finna like, there's a chance if I'm on the court, but he was just like, we just got bad chemistry, aura. Obviously, I don't want to like go deep into it because it's not really my business to tell.
Yeah, sure.
But obviously, I mean, a lot of people seen it in the media. It's a lot. It was just a lot of stuff going on over there. A lot of, narratives and agendas and whatever you want to call it.
Man, the narratives are so nasty, man. We were talking about it. We talk about that quite often, actually, on the podcast too. Shaq, obviously been victim of that. I feel like you are, a victim of that as well, right? And I don't want to regurgitate, but what kind of advice would you have for, let's say, like a younger pro who may have fallen victim to some stupid narrative off of like a silly incident that may have not even been his fault or her fault, to kind of climb out of that hole and just, continue to progress, especially beyond like, scenarios outside of their control?
I might not be the right person to answer this because I think I just don't be caring. So, I mean, I just go out and hoop. I like playing basketball. So at the end of the day, I just kind of like go work on my game. And then I just always feel like somebody going to give me a chance and then I'm going to play well and then they're going to want to keep me.
Right.
So that's just kind of my whole mentality going into it. So I guess I'm probably not the best person to ask. But if you just want to, you got to, I mean, playing well beats everything. Like if you play well and show up and are good, all these narratives and everything negative they got to say is probably going to just, you know what I mean?
Go out the window.
Like, I think you're the definition of that too.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect answer though, man, because what I get from it is, you know what? Don't pay attention to it. focus on what you got to do, and make sure you do it. You seize the opportunities when they come to you. So, yeah, that's a good answer, I think.
Yo, Mike, did you and Kyrie ever play once after practice or before practice or at any time?
That was actually like my like whenever we play fives this summer too. I always guard Kai and he always guards me. That's like our little thing. He's incredible.
That's like guarding the
He
mirror.
scored he scored like 1,000 on me one day in practice and I was so upset. I felt like I was playing good and we won some games, but I felt like it was just nothing I could do. He's tough. Kai's tough.
What? I mean, I would be afraid of that bag. Like the practice Kyrie Irving bag is probably a little different than anything else.
I mean, a lot of people like they guard somebody and be like, man, I don't want to get embarrassed, but I just don't feel embarrassed. Like when Kev or like Kai or like James like is killing, it's just like, all right, that's just kind of what they do. Like I really didn't even feel embarrassed that like D'Angelo Russell was killing me. It was obvious that he was gonna get it back. So it's just like, all right, he's like a top 50 player in the world. He's supposed to like, you know what I mean? He's supposed to kill. So I don't be feeling bad about that.
Right.
Don't make me feel.
Is there something that they do in practice that, they don't try in the game? Like, they just super in their bag and just, try to, because it doesn't count. They just trying to like continuously pick up new moves or anything like that.
Right when you said this, Kev has tried to work on his left hand mid-range pull-up for a year and a half. It's still the same. It's still bad now. It's always going to be bad. I hope he sees this. He shouldn't try it. He's been trying to do it for a year and a half. It's not it. He got a left-hand floater. The left-hand floater is all right. The little 2-foot floater he been working on, that one's okay. That one can work in the game. But the left-hand pull-up, he said he going to pull it out. He shouldn't. He should leave that. Stick to the right hand. You know what I'm saying? That's not him. It's all right. Some people shouldn't do certain things.
That's fire. But you were like the king of the floaters and the running hooks and the scoop shots. I mean, I think that goes without saying. You're probably the most recognizable basketball player that kind of like bridges. I don't know if you realize how much you are the reason for bridging the gap between American basketball and European basketball.
Mm-hmm,
like I think everybody
He's the only
in Europe,
one we have.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody knows you in Europe, of course, but over here, everybody knows you as well. And they know you not just for playing in the NBA, but also, they give you all the credit for, for doing your thing overseas. So when you obviously viral with all your workouts and everything like that, switch cultures, everybody's glued to the screen when they see you with all these crazy moves and stuff like that. What's like the inspiration, even like the sidestep threes that you be pulling off from, God knows how far out? Like, where do you come up with all of that stuff? Who's, what inspiration makes you even try these types of things?
I watch a lot of basketball. So like Kyle Hines said it one time. He was like, I didn't realize till like I was on the team with you how much basketball you actually watch. Like if I got a teammate that like Monte Eunice, for example, he'd be like, yo, I watched Lithuanian basketball last night. And I'd be like, all right, I'm finna watch tonight too. And I just watched like a random game in Lithuania where I don't know nobody just to see what's going on. Like,
right.
I'm just that guy that'll just watch like a random Greek League basketball game that ain't got no Euro Cup Champions League team, and I just be watching. So I'll see somebody do something, and I'm like, man, if I did that like this, that'd be fire. Like that'll work. Like Spanulis does like a sidestep or did like a sidestep kind of.
Yeah.
And he kind of did it a little bit different than mine. And I just seen him do it, and I was like, yo, I'm more athletic than him. I could get further. Like I could do that. But then I like watched how like but he positions his ball different than I did. So
right.
I was like, I can't do it like that. So I liked this is crazy how much I broke this down. So to my right, I do like a Spanulis with my feet, but like up top, how Paul George positions his upper body when he does like a fadeaway. That's how I try to put my upper body.
That's real game right there. That's crazy. And I think like for Spanulis, because
Mike, you're sick, bro.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to say that, he has like a push shot, but he's definitely, like you said, he positions his shot a little bit lower than ever. Right. And so it's like, I almost feel like that sidestep was to get out of the way of the defender. Like it's kind of like out of necessity for him to do that, as opposed to, let me just get this completely open shot like with you. And then you jump super high, like your elevation on the jump shots is crazy too.
I'm short, man. I got to get out of there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. Did you know who Spanoulis was before you came over to Europe? And I'm assuming, I mean, he played a couple years in the league, but I'm assuming you probably didn't. But how did you get put on to him? Because I know it's a lot of like upper echelon guys in EuroLeague, but I just so happened to play with Spanoulis. So how did you get put on to Kill Bill?
So I played my third year, for 3 months in Colossos. And we played Olympiacos. So I had been hearing about him and I was, all right, I got to see him. So then I seen him. And then, me being the random basketball head, I watched like every game he played after that. I'm like, all right, I see why he's this. He got the first step. He go this way. All right, I get it. And so after a while, we played against each other so much that he just started talking to me a lot. And if you know him, he don't talk to nobody. Like he barely talks in general. So I'll ask him stuff or I'll talk to him about stuff. Or we went out one time and we had like an hour conversation about just basketball. We was like in the club, but just talking about only basketball.
Nice.
So we just got cool. He was just like, we just had some good conversations and, I watch a lot of basketball. He watched a lot of basketball, talk about it for hours and,
Did you fall victim to the Spanoulis play when you had to guard him? The one where it's basically like a down screen and he comes up.
His actual play. Yeah, I've guarded that maybe 50 times, 60 times.
Yeah.
Because they used to be, when I played for Pana, I was like the second person they guarded. Nick started on him and then I would guard him when Nick went out. So, back when everybody thought I could play defense, now nobody thinks I can. It's amazing what scoring a lot of points to do for somebody. You just start scoring and you can't play defense anymore.
I feel like that's Europe though, man. Like overseas, if you do one thing well, they kind of just zero in on that and they be like, you know what, this is what you do and everything else is like you don't get credit for it typically,
My narratives on what I can't do is crazy, but they be moving the goalposts for everybody else.
What's your craziest narratives outside of, okay, you can't play D, what else?
I can't pass. I don't win. It's just a lot of crazy things that it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Oh, the passing one's insane. And the winning one. You play for plenty of winning clubs.
I mean,
I get
since I've been like an actual superstar, can you get out? Can you put a shirt on? But since I've been like the main player on my team in Europe, I've never played with another all EuroLeague player. But other people that are like my peers have and been on great teams and they go on to go to like Final Fours. But I'm getting called not a winner. But in Milan, nobody else was even close to making all EuroLeague. When I went to Cheska my first year, it was just me because Will got towards Achilles or ACL like third game. So I played a whole season by myself. Then when I finally did play with an all EuroLeague team, we didn't lose a game for 3 months.
This was at Cheska?
My second year in Cheska. When I played with
Milutinov
and Will, we were clearly the best team in the league and it wasn't close.
Yeah. You guys had a mob for sure, man.
So that was quarantine year, right? Last season. Yeah.
And then I went to the Nets. I just left in the middle of the season. And then this year, again, I didn't play with anybody who was even mentioned in all EuroLeague, and we almost went to the Final Four.
Right.
But just people who are my peers, the people who say like are around my level or better than me. They play with people who done got like 3 or 4 all EuroLeague. But
so do you think that's like the European version of like the super teams, but they don't never like give them that label? And so it's just like the narrative is just what it is, like you said?
I mean, Efes got like 3 people that could win the MVP this year. And they gonna do what they do and everybody gonna say, oh, they're just the best winners and they gonna have that narrative.
And they've been together for some years now too.
That's just how it goes, man. You know, the goalposts be moving for me. It's
Yeah,
fine. I've come to live with it. I'm not here to complain.
right.
Mike, do you feel like you're tier 1 in EuroLeague?
All right. I feel like I'm whatever the highest tier, that's me. That's just my opinion. I mean,
That's that's everybody's opinion. I don't know why you said that. That's obvious, man. Obviously.
I just wanted to hear it because now I'm setting up the questions because I'm trying to get Mike's top 5 in EuroLeague because we always get these guys and like, what's your top 5 in the NBA? We have never gotten the top 5 in EuroLeague, in your opinion.
Facts.
do I
And you
count?
don't have to answer it. Nah. We'll leave you out, but we know if you was in, you would count.
All right. Mirotic,
Mm-hmm.
Shane,
Mm-hmm.
Will, Misic.
Yeah.
See, then without me, the fifth one gets a little goalposty. The fifth one without me is real. It's real. I don't know because it's just a lot of people like. It's a lot of people
who are the
Like
candidates?
Like what's going?
It's just a lot of people
that
that are like around the same. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like that's one tier, and then the next tier is just a lot of people that are like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. And I'll give you that because I'm pretty sure you got some caveats of why this person is like this person. I get it. But moving along from that because I don't want to get too spicy. Can I get top 5 or just in general? What was it like playing against LeBron?
You know what? I've never played against LeBron.
Got you.
Interesting enough that just my time in the NBA, I've never actually played a game against.
So what about Giannis in the playoffs?
That was fun. I mean, the playoffs is fun in general, but I think I'm just numb to. I got to see like LeBron. I think because I think watching Kev play every day and just being around him, I'm numb to a lot of like. I just look at stuff different because Kev is 7 foot and just can do everything on the basketball court. So when you see Giannis, he's a physical freak. He plays hard. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like no.
So comparing their
Giannis,
games,
he's amazing. But it's just
there we go.
Kev is just skill wise so much like a different level than a lot of people ever. Honestly, it's not just Giannis I'm talking about, but it just is like, oh, okay, he can like run and dunk and he can do all that. And like how he moves his body and his body control, you could tell like he works on that. That's like an elite thing to be able to control your body like that and still like finish at the rim and step this way and step a whole different way and still be able to dunk. Like it's a lot of people that are his height and his athleticism that can't do that. Right. So that's still like an elite thing. It's just skill wise, it's hard to like be in awe of anybody when you played with Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden in a year.
I know that was crazy. Yeah, I know that was crazy. So you would say that it's like, because to us on the outside viewing it, it looks a lot closer than what you're alluding to, but I get what you're alluding to. Like, I'm around it every day, but when we're watching the playoffs and we look at Giannis and we're like, his team won, does that put him in front of KD? Or is it not even close? And that's where the casual fans, you know, I guess that's the difference between playing with them and viewing it. I will say that.
I mean, here's my point in the whole Kevin Durant thing. Obviously, I'm a little biased. I will admit this. But if you thought about that series, we blew them out the first 2 games, and it wasn't close. We beat them bad. Game 3, we lost by a game winner that Bruce Brown shot on a broken play. Game 4, first quarter, Kyrie Irving goes down, and they win by like 5. K has like 40. Game 5, K has 55, like 13 and 8, and we win. Game 6, he has like 45, something like that along the line. In Game 6, in Game 7, he looked like one of maybe the best player ever in a game. And because
Right.
he wears a size 17, we didn't go to the next round.
Yeah, that was tough, man.
The two best games by a person in that game was Kevin Durant in Game 5 and Game 7, without anybody else on his team. James Harden couldn't play. He was just there to look like he could play.
Mm-hmm.
He played with no other all-star, superstar, nothing. It was just Kevin.
So do you feel like, man, I'm trying not to be nasty, man. I just want to know why James Harden went to the Sixers. Did he just want to get out? Did he want a fresh start? Did he want to play with Joel?
I've never really asked James this, and it's not my business. I try not to like get into that because it's not really my business. If he wanted to tell me, I'll listen, but it's not my business. But I mean, you know, like I said, there's just a lot of stuff going on in Brooklyn. Like people unhappy for different reasons and different things going on.
And we can stop it there.
Yeah.
I don't think it there.
I don't think media tries to put it all on one person. I don't think it was like that, like how they try to make it seem.
Right. So you talking about the playoffs. Obviously, you know, you have some regular season games under your belt as well, and overseas as well. What is like the ideal crowd, the ideal atmosphere for you? Because you played at Pana, and Shaq, you know this. You know, Pana and Oli, like that's probably probably doesn't get any better
too.
Huh?
I mean, that Monaco Game 5 and Pana, anytime we played, felt very similar. So I don't know how Mike feels about that, but that was eerily similar.
Monaco has a dope little boxy gym, right? So that's obviously playing into you guys, you know, advantage too, right? Because everything is like super loud in there.
I knew that Monaco, that playoff series last year was going to get intense for me at least, because I just knew that, you know, it was a couple of times they was naming people off, and I felt like they was waiting for them to announce my name just to boo. So, I mean,
that's facts.
I knew that whole series was going to be good. To be honest, before the playoffs, I tried not to pick playoff matchups. I just tried to get ready for whoever. So I really didn't pick anything. I was just like, whoever we play, and we'll just get ready how it was. It did piss me off that nobody picked us to win, and most people picked us to get swept. I thought there was no way in hell I would ever get swept, not as the main player. So I knew that wasn't going to happen. So, yeah, I was just ready to play, I think. And like I said, I'm a basketball head, so I watched like every interview they did before the game, every interview their coach did. I even watched interviews before we played them in regular season. So I just, you know, I'm a little bit sadistic, I guess.
That's that Mamba mentality.
I watched everything. Everything. I watched everything, and I was talking to Spanulis the whole time. I was talking shit.
All right. Are you making up like scenarios in your head where he's like, you know what, I'm gonna just hate this player for like this time or whatever, just because he said something that wasn't even directed at us or me or anything, but just because I need that extra edge?
Not really. I mean, I'm not that big of a shit talker on the court in general. I don't really say much. I talk to my team. I don't be worried about that. And like, honestly, I be cool with a lot of people. So like, it's hard to like feel that type of way about somebody. Like, that's just not who I am. I'm cool with a lot of people. You can come talk to me. I like to be open, especially to like Americans, because, you know, we kind of the minority over there. So
yeah.
Of course. You know, I try not to be like too, you know what I mean, too attack minded in places like that. But I did not like that they said Walker was gonna lock me up. That pissed me off. I can't lie. And
you don't like that narrative?
I don't like that at all, because I feel like I got doubled a lot. I get doubled a lot. So just to say that one person's gonna guard me and I get doubled every time it's an ISO or like it's three people standing right behind you, I feel like it's a bad basketball narrative, honestly. But I mean, no slight on him. I like Thomas, but
no, we had our game plan going into it. Every time you and Bacon put the ball on the floor, whether it was left or right, we send in everything, and it's like. Y'all had Buddy who was hitting them threes. I don't want to be disrespectful. Think of his name. He been with Monaco for a while now.
Oh yeah,
like 2 or 3, man. He shoot lights out.
Yeah. Can shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, he was answering, especially in game 2. Game 5, he hit some, and that was just kind of what the game plan was. Anytime Mike or Bay can get the ball, let's figure out a way to get it out of their hands.
I mean, yeah, I'm not. That's basically everybody's game plan. I don't know about for Bake. It got to Bake like that later, but it's been like that for me for kind of a while. So
How
I
did
think
KD
that's
feel
just
about coming to the games?
Katie's kind of like me. I think that's why we got so close so fast. It's just that he just watches basketball. Like basketball is just on. I stayed when we worked out in LA for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks since I've been home. Now I'm at home. But when we was working out in LA and I was staying in his guest house when we was just hanging out, it's just basketball on in the background. No matter if it's TBT, Big Three, whatever's on, whatever basketball's on at the time, WNBA, whatever, we watch it. It's on. We watch his AAU team play. We watch EYBL. It's just basketball is on at all times, or highlights or something.
Has he ever showed you anything from what we're doing over here, like the Player's Choice platform?
No. To be honest, the only time I have talked about this with anybody was Andrew that just left. Andrew says he watches all the time. Yeah. See, I don't never watch podcasts like I won't watch this one until like the season. Like I'll watch like 10 episodes in a row. That's just how I like to do it. I like to watch all of them in a row. Because if I watch one, I want to watch more. I'm gonna be mad that I can't. So I just watch like 10 in a row. That's just my thing.
Well, we got enough episodes for a season.
Yeah, we got Moody, we got Nico. You're number 4. So yeah, like man. It. But as far as our other platform, we get a little bit nasty with the NBA debates. KD's a hot topic, as he was last summer. And I know you're familiar with Delroy James. Him and KD talk. So he would post into his stories, and KD was like, I think one time I didn't call him a playmaker, and then he responded and was like, "Yo, I'm gonna have to give Shaq an NBA pass." So he can watch, everything that I do throughout the course of the game. So after game 5, when I seen him, I was like, yo, KD, listen, it's not even like that, my brother. That was a little moment, but yeah, man. That's funny.
Man. Kev is a funny guy, man. Something's wrong with him. He's a basketball head, though. That's what he likes to do. I respect it. I like anybody who's a basketball head because obviously I'm a basketball head. So I just enjoy talking basketball.
That's dope, man. Euro, you got anything left?
Yeah, man. I got a couple questions, but I don't know how much time you got, Mike.
I'm here. I gotta play in Pro-Am in 3 hours, so I'm.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that, man. Who got the best runs? Like I know, obviously, you played at the Drew. You played pretty much anywhere from the Drew all the way up on the West Coast to I seen you at the Crossover, I think once or twice. Like, where do you prefer playing? During the off season, who got the best competition? What's the best runs and everything like that? Like, what are some dope stories that some intense battles that you may have had?
Well, I enjoy playing in Portland just because I don't got to leave my house.
Right.
But I think all of them is dope in their own right. To be honest, I think the community that Jamal's created in Seattle is amazing. Just how active he is and how around and how present he is, and just everybody's or tries to be in everybody's life. I'm not gonna say he's there all the time, but I mean just his effort in that I think is commendable, honestly. Right. And then the Drew, just the history of it, and just as many people that come there, the atmosphere is just it's dope. All of them is dope. I think we're trying to create something like that in Portland now. That's kind of why I had Kev come down with me for a weekend. Everybody was begging him to play, but I was like, nah, it's not. He not.
Yeah.
We ain't at the Kevin Durant level yet. Maybe in maybe next summer, if he want to play, I'll bring him down to play. But
I was about to ask you that because you said that there's not a lot of pros, out of Portland at this time. And so is it, you looking at Jamal Crawford and what he's been able to do in the Seattle area? Because I think everybody knows that Seattle is another one of those areas, pockets of the United States, where they have a lot of dope talent. And then you see it in the draft pretty much each year, right? I think isn't Paulo, he's from up there too as well,
from
right?
Seattle. Yeah.
Yeah. So is that something you try to replicate, for Portland?
Obviously, I don't have Jamal money, and I don't have Jamal time, and I'm not like as well known as Jamal. I'm just not Jamal at this point in my
Right.
life. But I try to be present. I mean, I'm not an NBA player, so kids don't really look up to me as much or know me as much as I don't know, say
Right.
somebody else. But I try to be present and available, and just kind of that's why I play in the pro-am. Just I show up every week, try to make sure I'm there, try to be on time, and
Right.
not take games off even when some guy named Lebron is trying to test me.
Bro, and that's why I laughed so hard, because you was like, yo, we not at the KD level. And I just thought of Ron. And I'm just like, Ron, you've been getting this story off for years. I bust Mike James' ass. I was yelling. He left the court, all of this stuff. Listen, this isn't the story verbatim. I don't want to mess anything up. He's texting me right now, like, what happened? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know, Ron.
I don't think anybody was yelling at me. I don't remember that.
Yeah, it wasn't feisty. No. He said that you was a little upset at the buckets he was getting. He has dreads, if that helps.
It doesn't. But I think my lifetime average in the Portland Pro-Am is like 43. So I think I'm currently averaging 49 this year.
That's insane, man. I'm about to have to. I'm in this area too, man. I'm about to have to, pull up and just watch that live, man.
I can't wait. Yeah. I can't wait to call him. But he's always in Portland. So I'm surprised he hasn't played this season. Yeah, he actually just left Indy. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not saying like he didn't get no buckets or like he was trash, but I just don't recall this.
Gotcha.
And something
you
like that, I
Zeke
feel like I would recall. I might pop up for a game.
Yeah, I'll be there for sure.
I'm supposed to go to Seattle tomorrow to play in a game, but yeah, I'm probably gonna go. I was gonna say, but I might not, but I probably am.
Where at?
I just with Jamal.
Got you.
Do you ever do like not open, but like outdoor kind of runs? You do like the Rucker, Dykeman, anything like that? Any of the prestigious, maybe like even Venice Ball League, or is that too?
I played in the Rucker like 4 years ago, but I don't like going past Texas, so flying
you stay out
to
west.
New York. Yeah, flying to New York is just far. Like to play in a game, I'm just not really. I just don't really feel like it. That's just a long flight, and
right.
I'm just not interested like that. I don't like going to New York anyway like that because it's far.
Right.
And it's a little stinky sometimes.
Definitely that, man.
It's a little stinky. It's dope. It got dope like vibes and aura and all that. It's just they just need to clean up a little bit. Right. Maybe I could be a little like privileged because Portland's super clean, but
is that why you like Monaco? Because obviously, that's like a super clean city as well.
Clean. Everything's really nice and the people are nice. It's like kind of like and the city's like small. Well, the country is small. So it's like everybody knows you, like, because in the winter, nobody comes to visit like on vacation. So it's just the people that live there. So you meet everybody, you get to see everybody, you go to the restaurants, everybody's cool. So
good weather too.
Great weather.
Yeah.
Nobody bothers me. I don't got people coming up to me, ask me for my autograph, ask me for a picture. I can just be normal.
That sounds like it's your favorite spot in Europe.
It definitely has a lot of pros. And it got some cons too. I mean, in the winter, it is kind of dead, and I kind of like to be outside, but whatever.
Yeah.
You miss Athens?
Sometimes, and sometimes not. Like, I don't think I could ever go back and play there. I think I outgrew that situation at this point. But maybe, like, at the end of my career. But I think my price tag is a little bit too big for Greece right now. They just not trying to say anything bad, but you know how Greece is. It's just like they just don't like to pay people, and they don't have the money for it. It's at this point.
Yeah.
But
oh man, that's what
I love Greece.
Yeah, man. I was Dunstan when he got married or whatever. He got married in Athens, and we were out there clowning. Yeah, man, Athens for sure, man. You can have a good time out there, man.
Athens is dope. Every time I go to Athens, I have a good time. But it's just
Mhm.
like at this point, it's just I don't know if I want to go back and live there. Which is
Yeah.
cool. I mean, it's not everything ain't, you know.
Before
I mean,
you slide, man.
Yeah, go ahead, Shaq.
You're go ahead.
No, you got it.
No, I was just saying, man, before you slide, is there any chance we can get your top 5 players in the league right now as it stands? And this is me being toxic, so if you don't want to answer this question, we can just move along.
Yeah, I could probably answer it. I could think for a minute, right?
Yeah. And this is whatever.
Me and Kev just did this and had an argument about it. So that's why I have an idea who I want to say.
What number did you guys have an argument at? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
Just players in general. I didn't really rank them. I can rank them though. Now that I think about it.
Yo, what I got to do to get in that conversation, man? Like, what y'all like, man? I need to get in that top 5 conversation of what you guys are talking about. That sounds like a dope conversation.
It's just
because y'all basketball heads, so I'm pretty sure it's a little bit different angles.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah. I don't know.
So what's your 5 and what was all the beef about, I guess?
Well, 1, I'm biased, so Kev. 2, you know what? This is kind of where we had an argument right here. I'm not gonna say any numbers of this. I just in my top 5, I got Kev, Bron, Embiid, Giannis. And then I gotta think. It get tough after that.
Don't say nothing, Shaq.
Between like Luka, Steph, Jokic.
Uh-huh.
It's a little rough. It's a little rough for me around that area.
Do you view Luka differently because you played against him in Europe and in the league, I would presume? Or was he not in the league yet?
Yeah, I played him in Brooklyn, actually. When I was in Brooklyn, I played him.
Did you play him when you was at Baskonia? Because he was a puppy, right? He was a puppy at Madrid.
I played him in Baskonia, and we played him in the playoffs in Panama before he left.
Yeah.
Is Luka different?
Luka's nice, man. A lot of skill. Just a lot of everything. We're lucky he's not athletic.
So who's 5?
He said we're lucky he's not athletic.
Yeah, we're lucky he's not athletic. I'm probably gonna say Luka. Honestly, I feel like Jokic and Steph are just a little bit below those other 5, but obviously they're still amazing. So there you go.
And I guess that's, you know what? I'm gonna leave it alone.
What you got to say? You got a problem with my 5, man?
I don't have any problem with your 5, but I can see why KD would have a problem with your 5.
I think we had a problem on positions because I think that was his 5 too. I don't really remember though, so I don't want to misquote him.
All right, we're not gonna add that into anything. It just blows my mind. Steph isn't top 5 for anybody. Is it because of age or just like production?
I just think the way, because I do my top 5 off of like, obviously you got to perform and kill and all that. That's number 1. But then like I gotta look at your game and just how you do it. And Steph, like how he plays and how he gets stuff off, it's just kind of one-dimensional at times. If that makes sense, like
from what Steve Kerr draws up.
Yeah, basically. Like he's not the primary ball handler a lot.
Right.
And for a point guard, that kind of bothers me. But he does score off the dribble. So, I mean, he's a superstar. So this is like, I mean, when you're picking your top 5, you kind of just picking at, you drawing at straws at this point. Like you just kind of nitpicking. I think those other 5 can do whatever they want to do on any team in the world right now. If we put Luka Embiid, Bron, KD, and Giannis on any team in the world, they gonna be who they are right there as soon as you put them in there. I don't know about that for Steph. I think it's a little murky for Steph. He's still gonna kill. He's still gonna be Steph, but I think he maximizes him
the system
at that team, which is nothing wrong with that. I mean, you can maximize yourself at a team, and that could be your role. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But
so you feel like he benefits a lot from his teammates and that system.
Yeah, I feel like everybody benefits. Like they benefit from him. He benefits from everybody else. I think that system is just kind of beneficial. But I feel like
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that. It just is what it is.
If you put him in Minnesota, he would still kill, but he just wouldn't. I just don't know if it would be the same. Without Draymond being Draymond, without Clay being Clay, I just don't think I don't know if it would be the same mixture. Which
Would you like to see that for him? Like kind of branch off and like really stamp his like I guess you can call it like legacy, like really like show that he is that guy, even without all of the supporting cast and the system and the coaching and everything like that.
To be honest, no. I'm fine with him being there.
Right.
I like him being there. That's cool for me. I think he enjoys it. He looks good there. He kills. I wouldn't leave. Why?
Right.
But that is, as funny as it sounds, he probably is a top 10 player all time or close to it, but I just don't think he's top 5 in the league.
That's understandable. That's understandable. And you got Bron at 2? Or is it just you don't have that kind of ranked up?
I was going back and forth between Bron and Embiid, but I just put Bron there.
Got you.
Yeah, I think.
You think?
Never mind.
So you think Bron can win a championship
this year?
Yeah, coming up next 2 years.
I don't think so, but that's based on totally of what I've seen this year. Everything could change with the new coach, new system.
Okay, I see what's going on here.
But no, I don't think so. I don't think he's gonna win.
Yo, Mike, listen.
What?
Yo, I like you a lot, so I don't want to get you into any more deep water than we've already probably touched our toe in. Like it's enough.
I'm gonna be honest. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing to me. I'll be all right. I talk shit to people in person, so it's all right. You ain't gonna get me in no trouble. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. But
don't say that, man. Shaq will go crazy now.
No, I'm not gonna go. It's just the dynamic of you've seen what you've seen. You're best friends and partners with somebody who played with what you've seen for many years in OKC and Seattle. So I don't know. It's just. I mean, I like Russell Westbrook's game.
I fuck with Russ. I think the last 3 years, people just kind of moved the goalpost on Russ for no reason. Like what he was getting praised for before is now what he's getting faulted for, which is stupid. But
yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, I think also he plays for the Lakers, so everything is maximized. Even if your Laker team is not good, everybody watches the Lakers, so you still get everybody knows what's going on. So obviously, and he plays with LeBron, so but
that's cool.
It's hard to adjust your first year to playing with LeBron, I imagine, especially when you're a ball dominant player. So
yeah, I just remember
I would like to see another year of
those three.
Well, I need to see a year of AD. He need to get healthy. I hope you see me say that too.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like out of his control. That's the tough one, with him.
I love AD. AD is my guy. He's amazing. He's dope.
Yeah.
Dope family. Cold at basketball. I just hate when he hurt.
Mm-hmm.
As he probably does too. I mean, people like playing basketball.
Sure.
But he's gonna if AD plays, I think the season goes different anyway, just because he has another dynamic if all three of them are playing. Since he didn't play as much, I think it looked worse just because, top 10 player, top 7 when he's, when he's at his best, he could be top 8, top 7, top 6.
Okay. So is it like in NBA circles, is Kawhi like that? I just wanted to know.
Yeah, Kawhi's cold. He just never plays, so it's hard. It's hard to rank somebody who never plays. Like if we did a top 10 or top 20 right now, I wouldn't put AD in it just because he never plays. So it's hard
Right.
to. Well, he plays more than Kawhi probably, or it seems like it. It might not be scientific, but
So I'm
Kawhi is
sure.
cold. Everybody thinks Kawhi is cold. Everybody I've heard say Kawhi is that guy. He just, he kind of like takes years off. It feels like, but I don't know his actual like. I don't know him like that,
being
so I wouldn't know.
being close to the fire as you are, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of narratives that are painted in the media that there's probably no absolute truth to, or there is a truth to it, but the media is way off. Is that often the case, or does the media sometimes get it right?
I think like the media hear something and just go the total wrong way with it. Like sometimes, like I mean, obviously the media and some people will leak it, and like some people will guess at it, or like the media get told something and then they'll take their guess on where it's going from there, and that's just what they report. But I mean, they don't really know because they're not really there. Nobody knows except people that are there, right?
Right.
And then you'll
Yeah.
only get the perspective of like one person. So like it's having an organization of 50, but one person has this opinion about it. Like, for example, Kai obviously had the COVID thing. One person in the Brooklyn Nets organization talks to Stephen A. Smith, for example. This is totally hypothetical, by the way. I'm just making this up. And says, "Oh, Kevin's mad about that. That's why he wants to leave." So that's that's just their perspective. So that's why they told them. But they haven't talked to Kevin. They haven't talked to anybody around him. So that's just the news that they got. So he reported what he heard, but that just doesn't automatically make it the truth. To give an example, I'm not saying
Yeah.
that happened.
Yeah, that media game is nasty, man. The way they play telephone and all that. I mean, I see it. We see it on a daily, really, and I feel like it kind of gets away from the game in general. When now we're back, coming full circle. We talked about it probably at the beginning of this, right? How narratives get spun, and all of a sudden players get put in the mix that they had no control being in, and all of a sudden people are thinking a certain type of way about a player, and the player can lose out on a job or lose out on some money, based off of that. So yeah, that kind of stuff is crazy to me.
I mean,
And
media just doing their job or trying to at least.
Yeah.
Whatever.
which makes sense. I just have two. This is my last two questions. I just want to get your thoughts on two players, and I'm completely done. I would like to get your thoughts on Jokic and Zach Levine.
Jokic is cold. I like him. I think Jokic can I think Jokic kind of gives you room to kind of put whoever around him. Because like if you have Jokic, you don't necessarily need a point guard. You can kind of just go big. If you have Jokic, you don't really need like a stretch four. He could be like a rebounding four because he can shoot threes. It's like Jokic kind of gives you a lot of flexibility when he plays just because he can do so many things and he's so tall and big. You know what I mean?
Is that somebody you would like to team up with, like match up with a player like that?
I think I would just like to play with anybody that's really, really good. I think that shit's fun. Just being on teams where people are really good and care about basketball and are cold. That shit is fun, to be honest. That's just all you really can ask for in life.
Right.
It's people that are good on your team to just have fun with. So I think Jokic is cold. I think Zach is really good too, actually, to watch him grow and just expand his game and just not really just be a dunker. I think he's still got some areas I would improve on, but obviously I'm a basketball head, so I'm talking about stuff that he probably didn't think about, like, like posting up and, like mid-range jumpers and stupid shit like that. So,
Right.
but Zach is really good.
Is it over for you in the league? Like as far as your ambition and want to play there?
I don't know. I don't think like I think like I'm not going out my way to be in the league, but I would go back if like the right situation came up and the right call came in. So
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a bunch of people that were heartbroken when they heard that you weren't rejoining KD in Brooklyn and signed your extension with Monaco. But man, that'll be dope to see you back in the league though for sure. Because like I said, man, you're one of those guys that bridge the gap between the two sides of the world when it comes to basketball. And there's somebody who's pays close attention to overseas and the NBA as well. I think we need more guys like that, and so you're one of the pioneers. So, like I said at the beginning of this, man, we're big Mike James supporters over here, man. We definitely appreciate you for that, man.
yeah, I hope my manager and one of my homeboys don't watch this because that's what he always tells me. I'm like, yeah, I'm not that important, but we get into real arguments about this. But
man, he's right. I'm telling you, bro.
I think that's too much for me. I think that's too much. Too much credit for me. I'm just,
you the only one, man. It's like you're the pioneer. Like I can't even think anybody that matches up well. Like when people say, "Oh, you play overseas," I'd be like, Mike James played over. That's always the go-to. That's the only go-to that you can really go to. Where it's like, all right, shut the hell up.
Listen, and
Mike
especially
played over there.
Right, especially they're coming up. They're drafting plans for NBA Europe and everything like that. They had a little test run with NBA, the BAL, the Basketball Africa League. Owned by the NBA. So I mean, they're making moves. They're trying to do their corporate thing, trying to bridge the gap and everything like that. But obviously, it takes players to make that happen and lay the foundation. So don't short yourself when it comes to that.
I appreciate it, man. I just I don't think I just deserve that much credit. That's all. I feel like I played and some people just noticed me along the way or something, I guess.
Fire. Humble killer, man. We love it.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, man. Euro, I think this is probably going to be my favorite one. I don't know if too many interviews can top this one, man. I thank you for tapping in, Mike.
For sure.
It's an honor, man. You are who you are, and we appreciate it, man.
I appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for having me.
No doubt, man.
For sure.
Yeah.